So, there's been a lot of upgrades. Build's looking kind of good. You'll see a lot of red items because pretty much everything that could be put to legendary at this point is legendary. I have most of the modifiers I want. As you might be able to tell by the video title, I did kill regular Abberoth. Important to state, regular Abberoth, and I farmed him quite a bit actually, as you can see by the helmet. So I farmed regular Abberoth. The first kill was very dicey, and the diciest part of getting to Abberoth was actually doing the 300 corruption monoliths, because I didn't really have great defense. And my HP total, you may notice, is not significantly higher than the last video. However, I am significantly tankier because of a variety of damage distribution and endurance and stuff that I will cover throughout the rest of the video as I get to it. But yeah, first of all, what are we doing? At this point, we are farming whatever we want to. I could have Weaver 9. I will have Weaver 9 after I spend the Memory Amber. I'm COF 12, so I have 100% of the benefits for being Circle of Fortune, which is double prophecies, the Insane node, turning 25% of all rares into Exalted, so I'm printing Exalts. Obviously all the Harbingers are done because I've farmed Abberoth, and the plans are to farm Abberoth today. And I'll go ahead and cover the gear now. You can see my reses are just about capped. My movement speed is sexy for no buff uptime currently. I'm 80% movement speed, which is hella fast. Solves a lot of the clear problems that the build had just by nature of moving. A pretty decent armor. It could be a lot higher. It could actually be like 2,000 higher. But definitely respectable armor for right now, given what I have set up. So there's a few pieces that have contributed to my character being tankier despite my health not being as high as I want it to. Obviously, Seed of Echidrosil is really strong. Damage taken from mana before health, and I got a middling roll of that, but I have endurance applies to all damage dealt to mana. So 52% of my endurance. I get max health as endurance. I have an 8% chance to avoid all damage when hit, all hit damage. And it's nice. I have +4 Earthquake on here because Earthquake is probably the biggest vector of damage. After I get all of these free levels from Minion, I run out of more multipliers to grab on the bear, and the extra points on Earthquake end up being more valuable. I am using Cleaver Solution. I don't need to be using it yet because prior to the red ring setup, it's not significantly better, but it's pretty good still. I did manage to get a T7 almost max roll flat melee minion, which is really strong. Ideally, it would have two. I'd have the melee bow minion flat and the melee spell or melee, I think it's melee spell minion flat as well. And those two modifiers together would be an absurd amount of flat. And the same goes for my offhand, which is Null's Tooth. I have not seen a tier 7 melee minion flat, but as you can see by my inventory, I am target farming a lot of Null's Tooths. I have a pretty good one that is 2 LP, so hopefully today I'm able to find a T7 melee flat with like a T6 attack speed or T6 minion flat or some other useful modifier. And even if I don't, I may end up just using a T7 and hope to hit a good T5 modifier. But I'm farming those currently because they're pretty easy to get a lot of, so I can just kind of spam them out. And obviously you want to hit +2 on both the melee attacks and minion skills to get the maximum of increased gem levels, or skill levels, I should say. The chest piece, I did get tier 7 added Minion Melee Crit Chance. And after I got that, the build really started to do a lot of damage because I'm critting super consistently. So this feels incredible. It also gives me movement speed. So movement speed, an increase to HP, plus to minion melee skills. Like this is such an insane chess piece. And of course, 21% of my damage taken is directed to my highest minion. And my highest health minion is the bear, and it's also my only minion. So, yep, there's 21% less damage taken. There's 24% damage taken to mana first. There's a lot of increased endurance. I'm running rare rings to or exalted rings to fix some resistance problems. So void and poison, or void and necrotic. Poison and necrotic are both being fixed by these rings, and obviously CDR rings are strong anyways. And I'm getting 3 strength, 3 all attributes from it. The Cleaver Solution red ring setup will be obviously the final upgrades to the ring slots, but I haven't seen one red ring yet, so upon seeing a red ring, I'll obviously shove it in my Weaver tree and I'll be target farming that. We'll get to target farming in a second. I got Jewelra's Obsession with pretty good rolls, perfect implicit, good lightning res. These gloves are very important to fix resistances for me right now. Like the lightning's capped, the cold is capped, and the void is capped by these gloves. And the biggest thing is T7 melee attack speed, because that gets applied to the bear, and the bear with attack speed just feels so much better because he just starts spamming the cleave more, he's spamming the earthquake more, there's less like clunky downtime between his attacks, so they're just coming out quicker. I have the Julius Path on with T7 move speed, part of the reason why I'm so freaking fast. This is huge because a lot of my flat, I get a bunch of flat necrotic, and you're getting flat necrotic every time you cast. Every time you cast Maelstrom, there's not like a buff uptime or anything that indicates this to you, but it's on cast and not on on total Maelstrom. So even though you could only have 1 total Maelstrom, you can cast this thing a bunch of times. You can have 8 or 9 casts simultaneously buffing your character. So 8 or 9 stacks of that melee minion necrotic damage. So like all the way up to potentially 36 flat added, which is even more than a max rolled T7 roll. So there's a lot of flat coming from these boots, as well as the endurance, as well as the res fixing, blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's really good. Reliquary Nest, there's not much to be said about this thing. It's absolutely disgusting. Everything we want. Attributes, res, increased effective idols like this. I have not been farming idols because I have other farming strats that I'm using my Amber for, but this thing is crazy. I have a 2LP version that I will be attempting to turn legendary today. The rolls aren't as great on these. I mean, the non-unique idol effect is great, but this will be one of my legendary attempts today, hopefully. But I would like to see like a T7, T6, like a health and strength, or strength and health, some variation, some combination of that. And obviously I'm still using this amulet because this amulet is cracked. Increased crit chance for the bear. It's crit capping me pretty much. I'm nearly crit capped with the minion chest. And yeah, so what am I farming? I am farming. I changed up the strategy. I got to level 98 before like really doing any sort of digging on what's a good potential target farming strategy. And what I've landed on that still works for this season as far as I've experienced is this one. And so you go through, you run this zone, and this zone is full of caches. The caches can spawn lizards, kill the lizards, get a lot of loot. The caches get affected by the nodes on your Weaver tree. There's a Weaver tree node that lets you put in a imprinted item, and caches have a chance to drop a stack of items, and the items will attempt to have a bias toward whatever item you've imprinted. So you just put item that you want in Weaver tree, do this echo, and attempt to find that item. Like, simply put, it's pretty straightforward farm. It's based primarily on resetting your web when it doesn't have what you want, and so there's zero investment cost at all. The only investment cost is the time that it takes. I had a little bit of a dry streak at the end of the stream last night, but when I changed zones, it I don't know whether it updated or what the hell was going on, but after changing zones, it solved the appearance rate issues that I was noticing. So yeah, run through, open these chests. That's where I got a bunch of the swords that are in my inventory right now. And I think I think I'm running swords for a minute, and then the goal is to get a red ring today. And if I'm able to get a red ring today, then I will put the red ring in the imprint slot, and I will be attempting to do this farm, as well as using all my favor for unique ring prophecies, and target farming more until I can get like a 1 LP red ring. And once I have 1 LP red ring, I put strength on both of them, and I'm juiced. Significantly less damage taken. Any potential resist problems are solved by the all-res, and my all-res blessing that I'm currently wearing will get swapped for a crit avoidance blessing, and that will put me straight to crit immunity because I have other sources of crit avoidance on my idle slots. And then I think the last upgrades to the character realistically are getting slightly improved idols, and then I'm kind of done. The plan is to attempt Uber Abberoth today, and if I beat Uber Abberoth, then we're good. Build complete, and I'll be done with this season. So if that happens, I will post an update with the Uber Abberoth kill. I'll have like a separate video or something. I'll have some sort of like conclusion to the season with like my thoughts and opinions and what I liked and didn't like, and it's mostly likes, spoiler alert. But yeah, I will, I guess I'll put the footage of the regular Abberoth right here at the end. It was a very smooth fight playing as the bear, since I could, you know, just chill and dodge mechanics, but that's where we're at. It's finally time for the Abberoth fight. After much time of stalling and gearing.
So you finally return to me, and with a guest. But first, prove yourselves worthy.
Abberoth! Face us yourself!
I forgot that this stage was here.
Take my dear sister for a moment.
Traveler, don't worry about me!
Such wasted potential.
Such wasted potential.
Should have welcomed you. Fights for nothing. The void hungers. Weak and worthless. See the beauty we were denied. The terror turned her back on us. Raise oblivion. The gods tore our world apart. They deserve their fate. We treated the world no better. Death is our legacy. The void comes. The world calls for this. This is his answer. The void hungers.
Alright, there we go. Yeah, Bear made this fight really easy. I know they also nerfed Abberoth compared to the original Abberoth that I fought on release. All of the stuff.